All right, it's time to get into some trending topics. And really what's top of mind since Friday night has been SNL. Talk about the planning and then the execution of planning a show's 50th anniversary birthday party, if you will. That's a lot of planning. And again, I really didn't hear about it until like the week before.
I know.
But they've been planning this for months.
Yeah.
Months.
Yes.
Huge.
49 years.
That's for sure. Huge concert on Friday night on Valentine's Day. All-star lineup.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the big show last night. Guys, let's just get into it. What do you think?
Let's get into it. Yeah.
Steve Martin, amazing.
So he opened with the monologue, which was interesting because it was kind of one of those things where people were like, who's going to do the opening monologue? Because it's been somewhat different every anniversary, but he also did the 41, so I was shocked to see him come out and do the 51
Oh, he did the 41, okay.
Yeah, and then,
So
of course,
long
his
ago.
Bestie Martin short made a little cameo with him there. But, yeah, he did such a good job. He's such a guy. I don't even know how to describe him, but I loved just everything he said in that opening monologue.
I agree, I don't want to be negative. It was a little distracting because they used the cue cards. So he kept looking up and down, and then he'd stumble and kind of, so for me that took away from it. Because you're like, it's Steve Martin, he's gonna be so funny, and then to be looking up and down and then just kind of slowing down the jokes, the delivery.
Why on earth, guys, 50 years later, do they not have a teleprompter?
Yes, and you know what's funny is
Michaels.
I noticed that same thing, and I said that to Jory, and Jory's like, why do you say these things to me? Then it bothers me, and I'm like, well, it's just because we work in TV, I noticed it. But then all I could think about the whole time was how they were all looking at the cue cards the whole
yes.
time, and I've never realized that until now, and that just like bothered me.
Yeah.
But that was like my one complaint of the whole thing.
I will tell you, that's bothered me since the 90s.
Yeah.
I mean, as soon as when I was a kid watching it, I was like,
Yeah.
why are they doing this?
Yeah, and you can see their eyes.
But part of the answer is just, oh, it's Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
And that's how
they
it's
make
done.
it even more so.
He still did a great job. It
Yeah.
was still very polarizing in that way. Speaking of polarizing.
Wait, can you watch this? Like, can you tell?
Okay.
Tell me if you can tell if I'm doing this right. And then, could you believe that Ryan and Blake showed up to the event?
Yeah. Well, and then the last thing I'll say about that too is it's like the cue cards were lower than him, so he would go like this.
Oh, he was going.
And I'm like,
yes.
lift
Up
up the
and
cue
down.
card so the man can see.
Seriously.
Hold
Yes.
them up.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Yes, speaking of polarizing, like you said, Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds made an appearance at the big event. And it's kind of like they made a joke about their current legal situation with Justin Baldoni. And it's kind of like, did you forget the claims of this lawsuit, and why are you joking about
Yeah.
It's so serious.
it? Very.
Well, it was interesting because it was during this Q&A segment with Tina and Amy, and like that, he was like probably right in the middle of it, and I think like, I remember I texted you immediately, I was so in shock that they were there. I was like, what? That's very interesting.
Yeah.
And also Blake was kind of giving him a weird look the whole time, which I think was a part of the bit, but I was also like, are you mad? Like,
Was it? Okay.
I
I
don't
think
know.
it was a part of the
I had to
bit.
rewind it and watch
tell.
like 5 times because I'm like, I want to know if I couldn't tell if she was being serious.
I know,
That's
well,
part
given
of it.
recent events, you don't know. I mean, it's hard to say.
I
Yeah.
think we're giving a little too much oxygen to those two right now.
No, absolutely. That's why I was shocked they
Or
were
they're
there.
they're taking up too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because now you have to second guess. You had to rewind 5
Yeah.
times.
Yeah, it's frustrating.
And sometimes the cute part wears off a little
Yeah, absolutely.
It's definitely worn off.
Yeah.
bit.
And the
It ain't
one
cute.
I was excited to come back because I really feel like TikTok made it a thing again. Was the Kristen Wiig sketch about and I do these
Yes.
with the little hands.
The little
Yeah.
hands.
I mean, they've done that with that Lawrence Welk kind of thing
Yeah.
over the years.
Yeah.
I think Betty White was a part of it one time.
And then third,
It
and
was just so good. It was
and
so good.
This was Will Ferrell playing Robert Goulet, the crooner. And here's the thing, I love Kristen Wiig. She's one of my favorite people of all time. But why Kim Kardashian? Why did she need a cameo?
I think
Get
they just
out of
wanted
there.
random polarizing figures as a part of it. I have to say though, I don't believe she's ever been a part of like the cast, but she's obviously hosted a
She's
bunch.
hosted, yeah.
ScarJo is who I'm referring to. She shined in this special. So there was 2 different segments she was in, and both of them she was so amazing.
Yeah.
So
I just thought we could do. I'm Janice. I'm Nora. I'm Dora, and you're Tom Turk.
That was
Oh my
Where they
gosh.
take off on the McGuire sisters.
No,
I
initially,
thought it was the Lennons.
Was it not the Lennon? Maybe it was the McGuire sisters.
Yeah, I
they
don't-
did do
I
a
think it
Lawrence
is
Welk
McGuire.
Lennon one years
Yes.
ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I mean, the Lennons were on.
And the
Lawrence
bubbles
It
were
was
flying
really good
everywhere.
though. Yes. Another thing people have always loved about SNL is the weekend update. And I thought they did a really good job of kind of encapsulating that because they Colin Jost and Michael Chase started, and then they had some cameos there by I'm blanking on her name. Cecily something.
Cecily Tyson.
Oh,
Yes.
Cecily
And
Strong.
Cecily Strong.
Yeah,
Cecily
Cecily
Strong.
Strong.
Cecily Strong.
And then the guy on the far
Cecily
left
Tyson.
working on his name too. But anyway,
Bobby
their
Moynihan.
characters came together and were really funny. And then there was also, next slide here, the cameo by Seth Meyers, who did it for years, even soloed it for years. And this part was just amazing. But then one of the funniest parts was, next picture, Bill Murray comes in and ranks all the hosts of Weekend Update.
Yes.
And that was hilarious. His timing on it, like
Who-
his comedic timing on it was really good.
Who was like at the very bottom and they shot to him?
Oh, I don't remember now.
Is it Norm Macdonald?
No,
he was like, I don't remember.
I love Norm Macdonald.
It was
He's so
really
dry.
funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I'll be
speaking of
honest,
Trending.
yeah.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna keep going.
I was just gonna say really quickly, that's always been my least favorite part of SNL. Was
Is
the
the
Weekend
Weekend
Update.
Update, yeah.
From
Really?
like a kid to now, when you're a kid, you just want the sketches to laugh, and I was
Yeah.
like, I don't get this stuff.
I-
Interesting.
Yeah.
I like Weekend Update, but who's to say? Okay, but speaking of viral, trendy, this next one, Domingo.
Talking about me and talking about you, it's the Domingo.
This one made me smile because there were so many random cameos in this one segment. Because you had Molly Shannon and Martin Short started off, and then Chloe Feynman and the other guy who I don't know. They were kind of like the bride and groom who are current cast members.
Yes.
And then you have Marcelo, who plays Domingo, bring back this iconic character from the fall. And then the current ladies of SNL, along with Sabrina Carpenter.
Carpenter.
And then you had the cameo by Pedro Pascal, and then also Bad Bunny.
What was his
So-
name? Because I know there was
It was like
Domingo?
not
Santiago?
Santiago.
But what was his?
And yeah, it was another Hispanic
They were really funny.
name, and it was
Yes.
just oh my
It
gosh,
was like a
so
cute
good.
segment overall. Yeah.
And honestly, it kind of made me love Bad Bunny. Like I wasn't a fan
Yes,
of
no,
his
he was so funny in
until
it.
kind of
Yeah.
last night.
Yeah.
And then finally, my favorite character of the
Oh.
night. The Bronx Beat basically
So
came
good.
after Coffee Talk with Linda Richmond,
Yeah.
Mike Myers. Always, I mean, I remember in high school telling people, oh, I'm getting verklempt, here's a topic, math
Yeah.
class. I didn't do my
There it is,
homework,
yeah.
did you?
Disgust.
Disgust. It was iconic.
So good.
I think I already said this on the show before, but my first ever theater audition was I used Coffee Talk.
Really?
I did not get it because I didn't move around enough, but they said they were very impressed.
Oh my gosh.
But I didn't get the role.
Tomorrow, host chat, hour 1. We're all Linda Richmond.
Yes, disgust.
Yes.
Disgust.
I'm getting a
We'll
little
discuss
verklempt.
Well, you can see all the clips from the SNL 50 special on YouTube or Peacock if you want to go check it out. I would definitely recommend it. It's really
Yes,
good. So,
I'm
yes.
gonna rewatch it because I didn't get to watch it.
Yes, it's so good. Yes.